Americans, we are still here. We're not in history books or in museums. We're alive, strong people, able to carry on our way of life as Indigenous people.
But this is something that's near and dear to my heart. Any day to get up to dance is a good day. I stand tall, braid up my hair, paint up for the occasion, go into a battle, and that battle is to educate the world about our beautiful culture.
Hello, my name is Larry Yazzie. I'm the artistic director for the Native Pride Dancers. I come from the Meskwaki Nation of Iowa, and I've been dancing most of my life. I grew up in my community of the Meskwaki Indian Settlement, which is in central Iowa, and it's a beautiful way of life how I grew up, and it was comforting, it was safe, everybody spoke our language at our home, and our ceremonies was very beautiful to attend our ceremonies and our local gathering and our powwows.
I was probably about 7 years old. First time dancing, suiting up for a powwow at our community event called the Meskwaki Indian Powwow. And the rush and the adrenaline I got going out there for the very first time was a feeling I'll never forget, and I never stopped dancing. I'm in my 50s now, I'm still dancing. My parents were a big influence. My father, my late father, he was a champion fancy dancer. Not only as a fancy dancer, but he was a spiritual advisor for our community, and a hard worker, a hunter, and a great father. My mother, she's also a big influence in my life. She's still with us today. She's 84, still working at our community casino back home in Tama, Iowa, and she speaks the language fluently, and she's still working today. She shows a lot of dedication to always showing up and work. When I got out of high school, I always knew I wanted to dance. It's in my blood, and when I had the opportunity to perform in front of a school, a gymnasium full of kids, I felt this was my calling to go out and educate through music and dance. And so it also gave me an excuse to keep on dancing and using dance as a teaching tool to educate the non-natives about who we are, not just here in America, but everywhere around the world as well.
Dance requires stamina, speed, and agility to keep in time to the rhythm of the drum. They say the fancy dance brings energy to the space. My late father once said, everything that you put on, the spirits will come to life. The porcupine hair, the porky hair, the eagle feathers. He said, make them dance to the music. Feel the spirit of the song. Heal the people. Lift people's lives through your dance. The beadwork that I wear, especially made for me by family. The different colored feathers, the hawk feathers, the eagle feathers, they all have medicine. These are what we call the arm bustles, the top bustle, and the bottom bustle. They all have energy. We have horsehair on our bustles. We mimic the horse, prance like the horse, because we honor the horse nation. And so we honor these animals, the four-legged, the winged ones, the ones that live below the water, the shells that we adore, our regalia, the buffalo bone, the angora hide, the skin, the hide that we sew on, from elk hide to deer hide. And we add a little flashiness to our regalia, to add a little pizzazz, if you will. The colors that I choose to put on my regalia is my own personal choice. And just like I stated before in my stories about the evolution of fancy dancers, evolved from the state of Oklahoma, these war dancers, and they wanted to show their energy. So they would put on a regalia and put on. It wasn't as elaborate that it is now. Just like with everything evolves through time. And so today I infuse brightly colored feathers and fringes and contemporary designs on my beadwork. And so this is my own personal touch and my own personal flavor, if you will, to my regalia. Every day I get up, I want to educate as many people as I can, especially going through the college and university level, because I feel like they're my best chance to create allies with the audience, not with the audience, but also with students, because the students are the ones that are going to go out into the world, into the workforce, and be the voice and of an ally that I'm going to portray my story through them. And so I think it's very important to share my stories through music and dance, and having a stage as a platform to share my stories through music and dance. Protecting our sovereignty and racism, discrimination. It hits my heart when I talk about this, because I talk a lot about encountering racism and discrimination at a young age. So I know what it feels like, and so I'm using, again, the stage, using the music and dance and storytelling to tell my story, and hopefully, again, to gain allies through my stories, through performance.
Language and culture ties us together, and inspiring our youth, our native youth, because a lot of times our underserved communities, they don't get the opportunities, they don't get the chance to continue on their education. So Shauna and I, my wife, that's part of our mission, is to go out and inspire our native youth and to help them, give them a boost, some inspiration to continue on to be successful in life and also hang on to our way of life as Indigenous people.
We've been asked to perform in Switzerland in August at one of the oldest festivals in the world called the Freiburg World Cultural Festival. And from what I understand, we will be the first Native Americans to perform at this festival. So that's one of our many goals, and continue to live life.
The audience to look at our way of life as Indigenous people. Even today, we're still fighting our sovereignty rights, our water rights, our hunting rights, land rights. So our government officials and our tribal administrations are still fighting for our sovereignty rights. So I ask for people to understand us and to learn about us, because there are over 500 federally recognized tribes in the United States. We're not all grouped as one tribe. We are different tribes, different languages and different customs and different ceremonies that we conduct even today. So I ask the audience to take a moment to read about us and to understand us and to respect us. I need allies, just like you guys need allies. We all need to come together as one in unity.